Hey guys! So we had this whole thing worked up, ready to go. I typed up a cool description and then it wouldn't work. So now there's no description, but that's okay. I guess. I hope it reaches people. Because I had us tagged. Maybe I can do a little description right now. I can write a comment. Whoops, what did I just do? I'm just gonna try to tag us because nope, not gonna let me tag us. We don't have anybody on anyway yet.
It's not showing it's live yet.
Really? Am I gonna be able to do this through One-Legged Woman? It says somebody is on.
Oh, cool.
But now I can't get that stupid thing to go down. Can you get it to go down? Christine, you're here! Did you see it on our page? Because we can't find it when David looks on One-Legged Woman page. She's loving it. Is it there?
Last thing I see is 29 minutes ago.
We're not really great at this live thing.
Strange.
But hey, Christine, was it on the page? Oh, she said it. I did. Like she saw it on the page, maybe. I don't know. How did it come up in your feed? I wish it would have been. I wish I could go back and type a description. Somebody else is on. Oh, 3 people are on.
Cool.
I saw it on the page, she said.
Okay, cool.
Well, David can't see it, but
That's
David's
okay.
right here. Okay, so let's talk about some stuff. I have my coffee, and it's like live with David and Angela, like live with, don't look very good in the sun.
Would you like me to close the blinds?
No, it's okay.
Your
My mom is on. So we just wanted to talk first about how things are going, and then I will give lots of warning for everybody who's a little squeamish to get off, sign off, and then we will do a dressing change so you can see the wound. And for those of you who like the whole gross medical stuff, it's really not that exciting, so I'm sorry. But that's about how things have been going too. Everything's really not that exciting, which is amazing because most of the time when I've experienced medical stuff, it's been exciting. And usually things happen that don't usually happen, but this time everything has gone really well, and we're very thankful. God has been very merciful to us in allowing things to go the way that we want them to go. I don't like to use the word or the phrase God is good. I mean, he's good all the time. That's why I don't like to use it in this instance, because he'd be good if things didn't go the way, Christine just said God is good. I do believe God is good. God is good all the time. So even if things didn't go the way they've been going, even if I was still in the hospital, even if things went like the way that my friend Rodrigo's surgery and things went. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about Rodrigo. He was in the hospital for 3 months, had a lot of bleeding issues, had multiple surgeries, but God is still good in those instances too, because that's his character. It doesn't change. He's good all the time. But I really have felt that he's been very merciful to us in allowing things to go the way that we hope that they would go, and go smoothly and go quickly. And so yes, God is good. He's good all the time. And that's really hard to understand. I still don't understand it, and it's a hard thing that I've struggled with, but but even when things aren't going the way that we think they should go, God is still good. And so things have been going great. I've been out of the hospital for, what day did we get out?
It was through 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
The day before the Super Bowl?
Yes.
February
4th.
February 4th?
Yes.
So yeah, 2 weeks tomorrow. I have been out of the hospital for 2 weeks, and I'm healing well. I'm still having a lot of pain. Me and David got sick too. I still kind of sound like I have a lot of stuffiness. So that wasn't great. Just the normal cold, so no big deal. But so then I got out of the hospital. We've gone for a checkup. The doctor said everything was great. She's very surprised at how well everything's going. What else? It's been over 3 weeks since my surgery, right?
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks on
Wednesday.
I had actually thought that at the best case, I would be probably getting out of the hospital right around now. That was my best case. So this is like, God's like, haha, dream bigger, see what I can do. Our worst case, what we were kind of prepared for was, 3 months in the hospital. So, it's just been amazing. Let's see what else. I have, pain in the actual stump, which here I'll have David hold my coffee. I'll show you. This is not gross. It's a fully covered it's called a shrinker. So I have to wear this all the time. It's a thick, oh yeah, we have another one over here. We're going to change, so. It's like sweats, like a thick sweats material. And it goes around my waist. And there's like a belt that I can wear if I want to, but I don't because it's annoying. And let's see. So I have to wear that all the time with dressing underneath, which if you stay on, if you're not squeamish, which it's really not that bad. So you might want to just try it out if you are squeamish, because I'm telling you, it's like this tiny little opened wound. It's not, yeah. Anyway, so I wear this all the time. Sometimes I take it off because it does hurt, like especially at night. You can ask David. I have some moments at night when I'm tired of it being on, and so we take it off and just let it just be that, like my leg without it. It's tight, so my muscles and my legs start hurting, and I also get really bad phantom pain. So like right now it feels like I have a leg, like there's a leg there, and it's pretty much asleep all the time. So one of the things we do to try to work that out, like get rid of the phantom pain, it's called mirror therapy, and I'll show you right now. Some of you might have seen my post about it a while back where it actually looks like my leg, but you literally stick a mirror, and wow, it looks like my leg. That's really creepy. And you do exercises with your other leg while you're looking. So I am looking in the mirror right now, and so I'm looking at my leg, and then I'll cover up this leg so like I don't see it. It's weird what you can trick your brain into thinking, but so like I do exercises, and then it gets rid of some of the phantom pain in my leg, which it works sometimes. Sometimes it's weird. I'll have like an itch on my ankle and on my non-existent leg, and I'll sit there and be like, hello, there's no leg there, it doesn't itch, but that doesn't work. So I stick my mirror up there and have David like itch my foot. David. And it'll like trigger my brain into thinking that, he's scratching my foot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I usually sit here for a little while in the afternoon and do this like with my ankle and watch it in the mirror, because that would be my left leg. So it's pretty weird what your mind is, what your mind thinks. It really, like, it feels like my leg's still there most of the time, and I'll even have some of the pain that I had before, specifically like in my knee, which doesn't exist. Like it'll hurt like right around. Will you take the mirror now? Sorry. David is my wonderful, oops, what am I doing? Oh, I just pushed something. Okay. David is my wonderful helper. So like right around here, I'll have pain because that would be like where the knee is, which is weird. Oh, speaking of that, I was going to talk a little bit about the actual surgery. I think I kind of talked about it in one of my posts, but I actually never really heard Dr. Spencer talk about how it went because I was loopy and kind of out of it. Oh, hey, Jenny's on. Say hi to Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
And Emily, my friend from Boston that doesn't live here anymore, is on. Jackie Smith. Okay, there's lots of people on. Well, there's 8 people. Okay, so I was going to talk about surgery. So David and my mom and my sister were the ones that heard from Dr. Spencer, like, how things went. David doesn't remember a lot of what Dr. Spencer said, and I just talked to my mom a little while ago, and she doesn't remember a ton, but what she does remember is that Dr. Spencer said that when they went in there, my knee, when I was under anesthesia, usually they can bend the joint, like force the joint to unlock, and they can straighten the leg. They couldn't do it even under anesthesia. So my knee was like, it was done. Like, and it's kind of like justification that like I really wasn't faking it, like, which I don't think I would fake anything like that. But my knee was to the point where like even they couldn't unlock it. So right now it's somewhere in the medical world getting examined. Yes. Dr. Spencer said that we were going to be able to decide what we wanted to do with it after they like poked and prodded it and like figure out what, like, anything they want to know about it. But I haven't really heard anything, so I don't know. I don't really want it. I don't know what the ash is. I was thinking about getting like one toe bone, like just like to have it, but yeah. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, so that was one thing with the surgery. So another thing, oh, Kim McLaughlin's on. Hi, Kim. So another thing with the surgery is, so they were ready for me to bleed like, I don't know, what's a phrase? What's something that bleeds a lot? I don't know. But they were ready for me to bleed a lot, and because I have a lot of extra blood vessels. That's my condition, and there's a lot of extra blood vessels in my leg, even up in this area. And so they're ready for me to bleed. They had blood. They actually had taken some of my blood, which they do for most surgeries, and had it on hand. So my mom said I used 3 units of blood, and 2 of those units were my own. So they only had to use 1 unit of someone else, like of donated blood, which, I mean, they were ready for me to like continuously need blood because they are ready for it to continuously bleed. When I woke up, I guess this is kind of squeamish stuff, but sorry if, like, Callie, sorry if you watch this and you get kind of weirded out by it, but when I woke up, there was a tube coming out of my knee, and on top of the wound, it was like I don't know, sponge that's supposed to like absorb all the extra fluid and blood, which was normal, and then drain it out of the thing. I had no drainage. Like, I think one day there was like a little bit, maybe, but I mean, they were ready for me to continuously in ICU need blood products, and I needed nothing after surgery, which is like freaking ridiculous, like totally a miracle, like literally a miracle. My doctor Spencer, the orthopedic surgeon, like, she doesn't say it because I'm not sure like what she believes. I mean, she has said things like, you know, we're praying that things go well. But the look in her eyes, she was like a little bit baffled by how things went, I think. And so yeah, so I didn't need very much blood. They couldn't straighten it. What else? David's trying to watch it on the live thing on his phone. He found it, which is good. Yes. So it's live. But is there anything else like about the surgery?
Nothing that stands out.
Mother, is there anything else about the surgery? She's on right now. I think she might be driving though or something. But
there's also a bit of a delay.
Yeah, there is a delay. But so I was in the ICU for like 2 or 3 days.
2. You got moved to a regular room on Saturday, I believe.
So that was like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So like 3.5 days in the ICU. I was on some drugs that they can't have you on when you're on the main floor. Some like heavier pain medication that was they just need to monitor you more, so they don't take you to the floor. My mom said, I've been trying to think of things to add, but you covered everything well. Okay, yeah. So
it was cut lower. We were able to tie things together.
Oh yeah.
Finish your thought.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that's kind of why I was in the ICU for so long. It was more the medication than anything. Like I think I got up to the chair like on Friday, the day before I moved. So I was moving within a couple days. They didn't want me to do a lot. Dr. Spencer still doesn't want me to do a lot. I have to keep my stump elevated, just because. I mean, even though things are going so well, we don't want to push it. So we just want to keep it elevated to keep any risk of bleeding down. And and then in ICU they started the Lovenox again. So I was off Lovenox, which is a blood thinner. Sorry, I'm still really stuffy from my cold, but I was off Lovenox, which is a blood thinner. So they had to restart it. So I came out on Wednesday. Did they restart it on Thursday? Yeah, I think so. And that was a huge big deal because Lovenox is a blood thinner and my wound is still open. Oh, Jenny knows all about Lovenox. She's had to take it before, but so it's a shot too. That's why it's like sucky, because it's a shot, and that's what I'm doing that right now too, like twice a day. So anyway, so they kept me in the ICU because once they started the blood thinner, Dr. Spencer thought things were going to start bleeding a lot, and actually nothing happened. It was no big deal, still no bleeding. So another yay God, in your belly.
Oh yes, where you take Lovenox.
Oh yeah, I do it in my belly and in my thigh and in my arms. Like I rotate. Like I can't believe I'm doing this, but you can see all the bruises on my stomach from where I do the shots. But I can't believe I just showed my stomach on live like all across the world broadcast. Yes. It's kind of disgusting, but. So anyway, David had mentioned one more thing, or a couple other things, like Dr. Spencer said when she went in there were two good muscles. Is that what you?
Tendon, ligament, muscle. I don't remember exactly.
I'm not sure exactly, but she was able to tie it up in a way that's pretty good.
Like across the.
Like across the stump, so that there's muscle. And because I had only been not walking for 9 months? 9 months since February of last year. So it's been
about a year.
Well, it's been about a year now. Like the surgery.
What is 11 months?
Oh, 11 months. Yeah. Anyway. So because of that, my muscles were still pretty strong, and I was also like, when I had my leg, I was like moving it around, so I still have I can move it without help. It does hurt a little bit. That hurt a little bit. But, so I still have good muscle in there, which is good for long term, like when I get the prosthetic, having muscle is good. And I'm going to start rehab once the wound heals all the way, and they're going to like kick my butt, trying to get the muscle and everything going. And so I already have that a little bit, so that's going to make things a little bit better. Can I have my coffee? I need a drink. My voice is like, I sound like a man. Oh, so I have a question. Let's see. What is your long-term prognosis, prosthetic, and then able to live pretty normal life? So the long-term prognosis, well, we don't know. Every day it's one day at a time, but I guess the good, like if everything works out, which everything seems to be going pretty good, once the wound is healed, then I'll start rehab. Once I can like do the prosthetic, start walking again, we'll probably, once I get pretty good at it, I'll probably head back to Idaho. I can't, the sun is like making me look so white.
Do you like me to close it?
I don't know. Maybe those blinds. Then once I can walk, the thing is, like, people think that I'll be able to like wear my prosthetic all the time, but the site will get, that's good, David, you don't have to close it anymore. That's perfect. Yeah. Like the stump will get irritated. I have other issues with my vascular malformations, and it's still, where is that coming from?
Front of us.
Okay, go ahead, shut it. Sorry, David's trying to get the lighting good in here. The stump will sometimes get irritated, and I have a lot of vascular malformations in that area still. So there are going to be times when it's going to hurt, so I can't wear my prosthetic, but I, have my wheelchair. Nope, that's not it. It's still like, anyway, that's fine.
It's just the background, maybe.
Yeah. So I have my wheelchair, which will be, I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And then some days I'll be able to get up and walk, which is kind of the way I look at it, which is fine. I'm good at the wheelchair. I can, we're probably going to, we are going to get a new wheelchair. The one that we have over there, can you see it? I don't know. The one we have is rented right now, so we're going to probably get a cool one, and one that people, for people that have long-term, obviously, people that can't walk, just a cooler one, a smaller one that's easier to use and get around. So anyway, so long-term prognosis is wheelchair, but with the prosthetic to be able to get to go for walks and do fun things. And there are people out there that are, running marathons. I don't really want to run a marathon, even if I could. But sorry, Jenny. Or Amanda's on. She runs marathons too. I think Morgan might too. Hi, Morgan. But anyway, not really like trying to do that, but being able to go to Disneyland and walk around for the day with the prosthetic would be pretty cool. Stuff like that, like just, but just knowing that, I can live my life. I can do a lot of things in the wheelchair. I can live in a wheelchair. People live in a wheelchair all the time. And then, the main goal of the surgery was to get rid of some of the pain. So, we're working towards strengthening my stump and making the phantom pain go away. And, that's what the hope is, like that the pain will go away. So, Morgan says hi. Morgan was my friend in Boston too, and then she moved away too. Everybody moved. Amanda was my friend in Boston.
Okay,
We moved.
you moved.
And then, yeah, I moved too. Everybody moved. So, you have anything to say?
No, we never spoke to Rodrigo about if he still uses a wheelchair.
He doesn't ever. He didn't ever use a wheelchair because he lives in Mexico, and like the streets are so hard to get around that he doesn't use a wheelchair. But he has crutches, so that's another thing. Like I could walk on crutches, which once I get strong enough. Part of the problem with walking on crutches when I had my leg was it hurt really bad, for one thing, to let my leg droop like that. And then, so I had to hold it with my muscle, and I didn't, like, I couldn't hold it for that long. And I also would get really lightheaded and,
Oh, sorry.
what do you, turn it off.
Okay.
David turned the live thing on with his phone, and it's making noise. Anyway, so that was hard because I would get lightheaded. It would drain, I don't know what made me, I don't know if all the blood like kind of rushed to my leg, and then I just couldn't handle it. But anyway, so hopefully I could walk with crutches. That's the point too. So Rodrigo, the guy that we know who had a similar surgery and has a similar issue as mine, he's about 3 years, probably more like 4 now.
3.5.
3.5 years out of his surgery. He's walking with a prosthetic. He uses crutches sometimes. There are sometimes when, especially at the beginning, that he had to use his crutches a lot and couldn't use his prosthetic. So anyway, that's going to be how it kind of is. And I'm okay with that. I've had moments of, like, I'm going to hate being in this chair all the time. It's, sucky to not be able to get to certain places, or even before, like in the kitchen when I would try to do stuff, like I had my way of getting around and doing things, but I had moments too where I'd get really frustrated. David knows I'm gonna start crying, but anyway, I'm sure I'll have moments of frustration, but everybody has moments of frustration, and whether they're able to walk or not. So we're just going to try to be thankful for what I am able to do, and try to get through the things that I'm not. I don't know. Yeah. But what are you doing? David?
Questions.
What?
Questions.
Well, you still have to get treatments. Oh, I didn't even see those.
Yeah.
David, it has the live feed on his phone, and he's looking at questions. I missed some questions. Well, you still have to have treatments in your face. Oh,
Sclerotherapy.
Like this stuff? Maybe. I don't know. That stuff doesn't like hurt. So usually although my eye does hurt. I have a mass behind my eye that
It's been bad the last few nights.
yeah, that's hurts a lot. But and they've treated it recently actually, but I don't know what they're gonna do as far as sclerotherapy. I'm sure I'll have to have some more. I have a lot of masses in my hip and like down here, like at the bottom of my stump and in my butt and stuff like that. So I'm sure I'll have to have sclerotherapy, which is how they treat it. This is turning out to be a really long live broadcast, but how they treat it is they inject the extra blood vessels, the bad blood vessels, with the stuff that like burns up the blood vessels, and then they go away. But the thing is, my body just genetically reproduces the bad blood vessels. It's a genetic thing. There's something in my DNA that says make more blood vessels, bad ones, and the bad ones are significantly different than good blood vessels. So anyway, so that's why they have to keep doing it. And yeah, anyway, so that was that question. Will you have to get treatments? I did get the one that said, what's the long-term prognosis?
Yeah. Yep.
But I think I will be able to live a pretty normal life. I mean...
You'll be able to walk better than you did.
Yeah. Normal, like, for me, like, I've had... Well, so it was almost a year of not being able to walk at all. But before that, it was, like, 10, 15 years of being able to walk, like...
Straight in your leg.
Like, not very long. And I always had to, like, lock my leg, like, straighten it. That's not a very good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like straighten my knee, lock it, and then start walking. And so I walked like I had a peg leg. And obviously I couldn't run, and I couldn't do like a bike, or I swam, but when I swam, I just swam with my leg. I don't think I locked it. It just kind of like floated behind me, which I'm so excited. Once everything heals and I start getting better and exercising, I'm headed back to the pool, and I'm gonna like just be a little fish, I guess. But so I'm excited about that because I did gain a lot of weight. Well, not a lot, but I gained some weight, obviously, when I wasn't able to do anything. When I stopped watching my nanny kids, that's what I used to do. I watched little Keenan. Well, he's not so little anymore. He's 3, but I watched him since he was 3 months old. And I watched Harper and Avery, and so I had lots of kids running around, and so chasing them was my exercise. And when I couldn't do that anymore, I gained some weight, so I'm ready to get back in the pool and get healthy again. Right?
Yes.
So, do we have anything else? Do you guys have anything else? Any questions before we do the dressing change? I guess we just kind of hang out here, like our normal days, hanging out here. This is our house in Plymouth. We got some flowers the other day from the Harveys at Stonehill. Where are they? They're right there.
They're these.
They're so pretty. We got other flowers too. Oops, what happened? Oh man. Okay. I got some flowers over there. I don't know if you can see any of them from. That one's from David for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I don't know what you can see, so that was probably a waste of time. But so we hang out here when it's a sunny day like it is today. We go to the store, which is like driving 15 minutes, and oh, I'm not doing the dressing yet, so you can stay on. Don't worry. Someone said I'm squeamish.
Okay.
So like going to the store, which is like 15 minutes away. Well, Walmart, there's a store that's closer, but
That's nothing.
going to the store like 15 minutes away, David goes into the store and gets stuff, and I stay in the car, but at least it's like getting out. Today we're going to do that. We're going to maybe do a little more because I like to be, it's sunny, so I'd like to be outside a little bit. I don't know.
It's difficult to push a cart and a wheelchair at the same time.
Yeah, I don't usually go in the store because it's hard to push the wheelchair and
Maybe
the cart.
we'll just go for a drive.
Yeah, we'll probably go for a drive. It's kind of tough. Sometimes I get, oh no, not sometimes. I get really like stir crazy and frustrated. I do. Usually that also increases the pain, so it's good to get outside in the sun. Or even outside and not the sun, but the sun is better.
Yes.
We haven't really been going out too though when it's not sunny, because it's like when it's raining, it's hard to get in and out of the car, even just from inside the house. And we do have a patio. Christine just asked if we have a patio, but it's covered in snow right now. We had a pretty big storm that got like 12 to 14 inches. Like it was a couple days after we got home, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the snow has melted all the way. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, and nope, there's still a ton. I don't know. Yep, there's the patio. Can you see it, peoples? Anyway, so there's snow out there.
Do a quick walk over there, show outside, and then show them the wheelchair ramp.
Yeah. Okay, David's gonna take you around.
So, this is our patio. Wow, I can't open the door, it's frozen. And I'm going to show you the wheelchair ramp and how we get to the car. So it's snowy and muddy.
But we're really thankful for the wheelchair.
But we are thankful for the wheelchair ramp and for this one level place.
Yeah, it's easy to get around. Okay, so yep, we got snow. We have lots of snow still, even though on Sunday it's supposed to be 51. Yay! So anyway, okay, well, we've been on for like a long time, right?
Half hour.
36 minutes.
Yeah.
So I guess we should get on with the dressing changing. I'm gonna watch everyone like sign off because no one's gonna want to see this, but no, it's really not that bad, guys. Really, it's gonna be cool. Okay.
The items.
So, David's gonna show you the items first before we do anything gross.
So this is the chuck, and what this is it's to.
I'll tell you before it gets gross, so don't worry. It's
Yes.
okay.
This is just to go under the legs so that it catches anything that might drip.
Which nothing drips. That sounds gross. No, it's not dripping. I have another question.
Okay.
Are you back in Idaho? No, we're still in the Boston area. We're staying in Plymouth, which is like an hour outside the city. So it's not super close, but it's not in Idaho. We're staying until we get the prosthetic, till I learned how to walk, just because there's a lot more advancement. Well, it's just Boston is a great place to be for medical stuff. So we're going to stay here because it's a good place to be until we have things kind of settled and I am walking again. So that's an answer to the question. Good, here we go. David is he's nothing gross yet. I will warn you. I'll give you lots of time.
This is.
I think you have to show them everything, though.
This is what goes on first. It's kind of like a protective covering.
And then we got some pads.
Gauze, gloves.
Where's the stuff that you wrap around? You missed it.
Yeah.
You forgot it.
Yes.
Yeah, then we do like a wrapping around.
Like a gauze wrap.
And then we put the shrinker on.
Yes.
So, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, guys, if you are squeamish or don't like stuff that has blood, which it's not really that bloody, it's not really that gross. It's not like Grey's Anatomy or anything like that, then we're going to do it. So,
Stitches, but there's a couple of inches.
can you hold this while I take my...
Yes.
Here, I'm just gonna... Okay, ready? Sign off if you don't want to see this. Which it's... You're not gonna see anything right now. It's just the... Oh, don't come off altogether. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna take this. So this is a little, like, ring that we put on. I wanted to show them the actual... See? Ring goes under here. But it's gonna all come off together. Maybe. Okay, so it's just like that when we take it off. It's hard to see. Because it's hard to see because of the light, but okay. Okay, guys, here comes the actual wound. Oh, actually, this is the zero form. It's got petroleum jelly and stuff. There we go. There it is. I'll hold it. Oh, David's going to take his daily pictures of it. That's what it looks like. Oh, David's taking pictures. After it's all done, we're going to do like a everyday, here's what it looks like kind of thing. But is it staples or glued together? It's actually stitches, which kind of sucks because they have to be taken out. I don't even think they're dissolving stitches. Yep, I have to get them taken out. I don't know why she did it that way. The time before that I had knee surgery, they did it that way too. I think it has to do with how they can go back in. Like if they're worried about going back in
It's also the
during surgery. And how, I guess David said it's how long.
She wants it on there for a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think we're going to have him in there. I mean, we have an appointment coming up in about 2 weeks, so 3 weeks from our last appointment, and she's going to look at it then and see. So actually what happens, she like closed it up, it's hard to do this backwards. Closed it up here, and then she purposely left this part open, and it's healing on its own, which it's healing really well actually. It's like got a scab over this part. That's not pus, which I always think it is. It's actually fat, and it's looked like that since the beginning, and so that part probably will take the longest to heal. And then this part's this whole part right here was open when she first started, and this is how well it's closed up. Like, I mean, it's got its own layer of scab and stuff on it. So it's pretty amazing, like, how well it looks. hope I'm not like flashing everybody, but like that's what it looks like without the shrinker. And like it's pretty like, I mean the muscles are pretty atrophied. It's really gross. Okay, this might be squeamish for people, but like sometimes if I move it too quickly, the bone will move around because there's nothing to hold the bone now because there's nothing attached to it. So it kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. The muscles are pretty well like encasing the bone, I guess. Hopefully, I don't really actually know, but it doesn't move like that all the time. But if I move my stump quickly, it'll.
There's no anchor points.
Yeah, there's no anchor to it, so that's why it moves a lot. So, okay, David's gonna do his work, I guess, unless anybody has any questions. People have been saying stuff. I don't know. Let's see. I'm excited for it. Is it staples? I answered that. Why was it necessary to leave a part of it open to heal on its own? It looks so good. Okay, that's a good question. It's so when I first came out, I don't know if you heard, at one point in the talk, I said I had a sponge over it that had like a tube, and so they leave it open so if there's bleeding inside anywhere, it can drain out. But there was like no bleeding, so that was awesome.
It also mentioned something about because she left it open, it wouldn't die. Something about the skin wouldn't die.
Oh, really?
I'm not quite sure how that works.
I don't know. So there is a reason. I think drainage was one of the big ones, but I guess there's other reasons too, which I was probably too medicated to remember. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Erin. Let's see. I guess that's all the questions. So go ahead, David. So we're going to do the first part of the dressing, which is the zero form. It's called zero form. It's really hard to find. We almost ran out of it, and we had to like go all over. But this little family mom and pop drugstore in Plymouth had it, which is amazing. So that's awesome. What was the drugstore's name?
Start with a B.
Oh, I should give them a shout out, but I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay.
So you just put it over the wound. It's got petroleum jelly on it and some other kind of medicine.
Like a
disinfectant kind of thing. I think it keeps it like moist and I don't like that word. Does anyone else have that kind of thing where you don't like a word? Yeah, I don't like moist. Okay, so then you put
gauze pads.
4x4 are those 4x4? 4x4 gauze pads on it. David is a pro at this now because he's been doing it every day since, I don't know, when did they change, like with the day before we left?
Oh no, she changed it Wednesday the week after, and then I changed it the next day.
Okay, so yeah, he's been doing it.
This is the absorbent pad, ABT pad.
It's an absorbent pad that goes over the top. Don't push too hard.
And then we have the Curlex, the gauze wrap.
Then he just rolls it up. You need my help? I mean, you need my hand?
Yes, please.
I don't know what I'm showing. Okay, that's better angle. One of the things that's hard is like when I'm out, like when we go to the doctor or we go to the store and I'm out and moving around more, it moves up, just, starts curling up the stump, and I hate that. So we try to like kind of secure it and get it so it won't move, but it's hard to do. Well, I keep moving, and sorry guys if this isn't a great angle. This is probably pretty boring for people. There we go. I hope this isn't showing my underwear. No, it's covered. Okay, good. I don't know how we're going to show the shrinker because I need both my hands.
Yeah, I can set it up.
I don't know. Maybe I can do it with one hand.
Up and over?
Yeah, like one maybe. So we've been doing like this one piece of tape over the whole top so it doesn't like move up because that's kind of what it does and it gets annoying feeling. Oh, the light in here is horrible. Can you guys see? It's a good angle. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. I can't believe there's 8 people watching this. Okay, now we're gonna put the shrinker on.
I'm gonna go on the 2 sides.
Yeah, you right here. You want to put some tape?
Yeah.
Okay, more tape. This is a scar from a surgery I had when I was 5 years old. It's still there. Well, obviously, but
It's all a thing of everybody's imagination.
I had a vascular malformation removed, like a tumor, blood vessels removed from right here when I was 5. That was the first surgery I had. I also had one removed right here at the same time. So now David is throwing stuff away. And we're going to put the shrinker on, the new one. Oh, David's going to try to set up the phone so you... I need 2 hands for this, so I don't know. That's actually a fine. Oh, that's too high, Dave. Here, why don't you just do it down here. Right here would be good.
Okay.
Except it's not. Right there. Can you guys see? Oh, yeah, that's a good angle. Look at that. Oh, don't do it too much. Okay. Okay, so we have to like roll it up and then pull it over, which hurts sometimes, and I don't know. It's what you gotta do, right? I don't know. Some days I say though that I don't have that good of an attitude about it. So just pull it down, and then David puts his hand in here to hold the dressing down, because we have to kind of pull the extra up, because there's extra. I think that's good. And then I just put this little ring on. Oh, it feels like it. Okay, so I put this ring on, and then I pull it back over. The first time that Dr. Spencer did this, like, I just like put it on pretty quickly, and with like not, like, I didn't act like it hurt very much. I mean, it does hurt a little bit to do it, and it did hurt then, but I think because I've been wearing a stocking, which, a compression stocking for, I don't know, like, for like, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years. I think it was a lot easier to do just because I've been pulling a stocking up my leg for 15 years. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You got to see the wound. You got to see the dressing. Oh, there's the belt that comes on with it that I can wear around.
It loops through, and then it's just Velcro, and
you just wear it. I just wear it around my stomach. It's so annoying, so I don't wear it very much. Look at that teamwork, Christine said. We just really appreciate everyone's prayers and encouragement and notes and gifts and all the financial help, and it's just been, this whole thing has been pretty amazing.
yeah, definitely. Who'd have thought 3 weeks and 2 days you'd be sitting here instead of in the hospital?
Crazy. I should be in the hospital.
Yeah.
But thank you. Praise God that I'm not. And so now we're going to go for a drive, I think.
Yeah.
Come back, watch TV. I'll probably fall asleep. I usually take a nap around like 3 o'clock until like 6 o'clock. Then we eat dinner, and then I go back to sleep. I sleep a lot. I think it's because I'm healing, but it's also the medicine. And
then you wake up at bedtime and are awake.
Yeah, no, and then I'm like usually awake at 11, and love everyone. If anyone needs to leave, obviously this is like a really long broadcast, and
You can always watch it later.
yeah,
too.
you can watch it later if we keep talking. We love you guys, and so yeah. What else? Don't forget to check out my blog, oneleggedwomen.com.
Yeah, and did you say starting next week you might be doing some exercises on this side?
Oh yeah, there's maybe a PT doctor or nurse, sorry, coming over. I'm not sure how many times a week, but I can start doing like exercises with my right leg and exercises with my arms, and so that's gonna be fun. But it'll be good. I think when I get really stir crazy, and I think that can make me a little depressed, and so yeah, it'll be good to do something, to have some goals, stuff to do, and
Yeah.
it's hard too though, because like I do want goals, but then also I want to sleep, so because I have some goals, like I want to write thank you cards to everybody, which I mean it's a big list of people, but I start doing, or I actually haven't even, I started compiling the list, and then I fell asleep, so I sleep a lot, but
You did just have a major
I know,
surgery.
I did just get my leg cut off, see,
Yeah.
I have proof.
Yes.
And David's been amazing. He's does everything for me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Gotta
Not
clean
so humble, though.
laundry.
Yeah, he cleans the house. He does the laundry. He does wraps my stump.
MacGyver's a shower chair.
Oh yeah, like I was able to take a shower the other day, which is amazing, and it is a handicap accessible shower, which is why we got the place. But the seat in the shower is really small, and it's really easy to slip off of. So we bought a bigger chair, but the chair was like, just was too big. I mean, it fit in the shower, but it was just too big for the shower. But he
built-in chair of the shower got in the way.
yeah, the built-in chair in the shower. So he like took one of the legs off, put like a couple towels underneath, like he MacGyvered it.
Yeah.
For any of you MacGyver fans, he loves MacGyver. But he just like, because he's like smart like that, he does everything like that. Like he just made it so it worked really well, and I can take a shower. Oh shoot,
Almost full.
I know, but it's recording on my
Yeah.
phone, and
Yeah.
my storage is almost full.
But yeah, you can take
Yeah, so I can take a shower, and I washed my hair, and it just felt really good. I felt really good after I did that. So
Yeah.
he's amazing. MacGyver, Christine. I love Christine. We love
Back
Christine.
in the day, it was MacGyver versus Magnum PI. MacGyver won.
Okay, well, we don't need to talk about that because my phone is gonna fill up.
Pooped. It's 'cause it's my phone.
Okay, so I guess we should say goodbye because my storage is almost full, and yeah. So we will see you guys
Next time.
Next time. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes, we will.
And we really appreciate all you guys' love, support, prayers,
Yeah.
and all. It just
Encouragement.
is what gets us through the day, and
Yeah.
and then we give all the glory to God for everything He's done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just if you don't know my story, read my blog. My relationship with Jesus is what gets me through all of this stuff. Our relationship with Jesus is what helps us not kill each other. Gives David like supernatural patience with me. So just check out our blog and our story. I'm going to be hopefully writing more about our story, which is actually only about 2 years old. It is almost like 2 years old, which is amazing that God brought this man into my life only 2 years ago. We've gone through a lot, even in those 2 years before all of this, which I think prepared us for this too. So God has a way of just, His plans are good, and we don't understand them a lot of times, but even the bad stuff, His plans are, what we think is the bad stuff, His plans are good, and
Yeah.
He's merciful and He is good. And
Yep.
so
2 years, 4 days.
2 years and 4 days.
Yes.
Oh, we've been together for 2 years and 4 days.
Yes.
not married, just together. So
Yes.
married for
May 9th.
I don't know how many months that is since May 9th. Anyway,
So,
that'll be. How about we do another live talk about our love story? But anyway,
yes.
we'll see you guys later. We love you
Bye.
guys. Bye.